Hey y'all, Courtney Lines here with Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, and today I am going to be doing a WIP and Chat, but this is a little bit of a different WIP and Chat. It is going along with the tag questions that Diamonds and Washi put on her channel for the week 1 of the Drills and Chills. It's the fall tag and would you rather questions, and she invited other creators to answer the questions as well in their own videos, so I thought that would be really fun to do. So it's coming up on fall. It doesn't feel like fall outside yet, it's still really hot, but I think it'll be a really fun one to do. I haven't done a WIP and Chat for a while. I probably won't be doing any more for a long time, but I think that this style of WIP and Chat is really, really fun. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I am participating in Drills and Chills. I'm going to be doing, I'll try to pop up a picture if I remember, Restful Earth by Munimade and Cat Fedora. I adore Cat Fedora. I adore this kit. I'm really, really loving it. I'm very impressed by the quality. And yeah, whew, I said that in like too much of a thing. I should have taken a breath because then it was like, okay, and then I'm sorry if I like sound a little bit off. I've started taking a multivitamin, a few different like supplements and vitamins, and I think that I did it on too empty of a stomach and I'm a little bit nauseated, but hopefully I'll get through this just fine. But I did want to say also what I was using. I'm using my Munimade tray. I thought that was perfect for this, and it works really good for lots of color blocking, which there's a fair amount of confetti in this, but there's a lot of line blocking. I was going to show you my pen. This is not my pen, this is my X-Acto knife to cut this, so I'll do that in just a little bit. I'll be using my Diamond Art Club pen. This is the not the Twist and Pick, I'm so used to saying that now. It's the Twist In pen, you can see right here. I really love this. I think it makes it so sturdy, and I like that it's shorter, so it's easier to flip. As well as the pen that my husband made me. Also, okay, first I'm going to say I'm also using probably some glue dots. I don't know. I've mostly been using putty lately because glue dots lately, I don't know if it's just because it's really hot in the house, but they're way too sticky lately. I think I need to wait for it to be a little bit cooler in the house to keep using the glue dots. So I am using Patsy Putty. I do really like it. I like right now that it wasn't my favorite in the winter, but I'm really loving it in the summer because it kind of keeps it doesn't melty. It doesn't get melty like some other putties do. So I'm liking it. I'm only got a little bit left. So, but I did actually get a new one from Creations Morin, one of their fall scents, and I was going to use it tonight, but I want to save that for a small shop unboxing, and I only have 2 things from small shop. I have a couple other things coming though, so when those get here I'll do a small shop video. I do really want to give a shout out to Emma Gibbs. Emma, you have won that kit for the membership giveaway, and I still haven't been able to get a hold of you, or maybe you've been trying to get a hold of me and you haven't been able to get a hold of me. I really want to send that kit to you with the drills. It's all kitted up, and you get the you already know this, and then the storage and stuff like that. So this is like a message just for you, Emma. I really want to get this to you. I'm not sure how we're going to do it. I think what I'm going to do, I tried looking up on Facebook and I couldn't find you. So maybe you can ask what the best way is to get a hold of you. Looking back, I should have done, I mean, it was such a small group that I thought it would work just fine without a, what is it called? The Google form. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make a Google form, and I'm going to link it to this video. So if you see this video, go over there and put your information in there so I can send it to you, and that way my information is private and your information is private. I really don't know why I'm not getting your email. You could also try to go on to my information on my channel, and it has the correct email on there. So I don't know, try that. I really want to get this to you. You want it. You deserve it. It's coming to you. I just don't know how to get a hold of you. So let's try the Google form. Hopefully you find it. Maybe what I'll do is the next few videos, I will post in the Google form to catch you watching one of the videos, and then you can get this. If any of you guys know Emma, reach out to her for me and let her know about this video because I really want to get her kit. So, okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and open this up. Let me just turn my computer back on really fast. Okay. I have the questions. Did I already open this? I did. I don't need to open it. I didn't realize I did that. So I do have the questions right up here that were the tag questions. I have this adorable little cover minder. I have no idea where I got this one from, but it's cute and it works for this because it has a bear in it. A bear has a bear. There we go. I really like their plastic too. It's super thick. Okay, so I'll get started. The first question is, do you have any fall traditions? Yeah, the first one I can think of. It's such a funny one. It's so random. But our family, we watch the Halloween baking channel. Where's the lid to this? Oh, well, I can't find it at the moment. Not a big deal. So the Halloween baking channel is a show that is obviously about baking, but it is so cute and funny. And we watch that every fall and we get like all excited for it. So like right now we are watching all the previous episodes to get psyched up. And I think in like a week and a half is when they come out with the new season. And we'll watch that. The season goes all the way up until Thanksgiving. Or not, sorry, Thanksgiving, Halloween. And so that's one of our really fun fall traditions. Another fall tradition we really love is we just love to go hiking and see the leaves. And the kids always gather like a crazy amount of leaves and put in my backpack, and then they get left there till like next year. Sometimes we'll do things with them, like a little art craft and stuff like that, but they just love gathering leaves. It's so funny. Sometimes it drives me nuts because I'll find them like way later, but at that point they're like all crunchy and then they just make a big mess in my bag. But I also just love it. I think it's cute. And let me think if there's any more. We really like to carve pumpkins and drink wassail. And that is, I don't know, that's all I can think of at the moment. We really like to go pick our own pumpkin too. That's always been a fun time. And our church does a trunk or treat. So that's really fun. That's kind of the first year here that we did it, but it's been something that has been what we've love doing it no matter where we've lived. Our church does like something like a trunk or treat, so that's really fun. Okay, question number 2 is, if you could only pick one cozy fall clothing item, what would it be? Only one fall cozy fall clothing item. Does that mean you don't wear anything else? Are you like naked after that and you can just wear the one item? Just kidding. I'm sure it just meant like if you could not wear gloves but you had to choose something, like would it be a scarf but then you couldn't wear gloves? Like I think that's what it's saying. I can't remember Katie's exact answer, so I don't know how she took the question, but I did watch the video. Let's see. I think if I had to choose anything, it would be just an oversized cozy sweater. I almost said beanie because I love to knit beanies, but I don't love wearing beanies. I think they're itchy. I love making them and I'll wear them. I think they're cute, but it's not like what makes me cozy. What makes me cozy is just an oversized warm color sweater to just cozy up in. I love it. Sweater and leggings, but I guess leggings would be like a second clothing item, I guess. So, let's see. Next one would be, what movie or TV show reminds you of fall? Okay, well, I already kind of talked about the Halloween baking channel, and gosh, that one's so cute. The host for it, he's hilarious, and the kids just think he's so funny, and it can get a little bit creepy sometimes, but mostly it's just like funny. And I think it's the sole reason I gained so much weight over fall season. Just kidding. Just because it all looks like delicious, and so then I just crave sugar and cakes and yummy stuff all the time. Let's see. Anything else? Definitely Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus also reminds me of fall reminds me so much of my Utah friends. We did some really fun fall things together. And that movie always reminds me of my good friend Emily, because she absolutely loves that movie. She and her sisters would dress up as them, and they just did such a good job. And let's see, anything else for TV shows? I don't know, like fall football. You know, it's funny, Greg the other day asked, he was like, or I was kind of talking to him. I was like, Greg, why don't we ever watch like football anymore? I love having like the sports on and stuff. He's like, well, I always watch on my phone. I never think that you want to watch it. And so he turned it on for like to have it on. And then I went and like diamond painting, and I had one earbud in and stuff like that. He's like, I thought you wanted to watch sports. I'm like, no, I want the cozy feeling of the sports on in the background and you guys watching it and me just kind of having the cozy vibes of it. I'll sit and watch a football game. Like I like sports, and especially if I go to watch a game, I really love that. And I'll sit down and watch it too, especially if it's a team I'm really invested in. But mostly I just love having it on in the background. Like growing up, my dad would watch football all the time. We'd have sports going on in the background. So for me, it's just cozy vibe in the fall to have football going on in the background, even if I'm not paying any attention to it, which boggled Greg's mind. He's like, okay, you're so weird. I guess that might be weird, but it's a vibe thing for me with that. And other than that, I don't know, just kind of like, Super Monsters is a show that my kids used to watch quite a bit. That's kind of has a cozy vibe to it for me too, because they just absolutely loved it. So we had it going on in the background all the time. We haven't really turned it on. I think it's because last fall we didn't have Netflix. So, all right, what is the next question? What is your favorite fall comfort food? Okay, fall comfort food. Definitely anything that has the pumpkin spice. Anything I think would be such a good comfort food. Also just like, I have a feeling that Katie's and my answers are actually very similar, because I have a feeling she said this exact same thing too. But like apple cider wassail, like hot apple cider, is so cozy because it's not quite as like sugary and sweet as hot chocolate is, and hot chocolate to me is like definitely Christmas time. But wassail, Glockenspiel. Okay, no, I feel like I said that completely wrong. Glockenspiel? I feel like it's called Glockenspiel, but I also feel like I could be saying something completely different. It's a spiced drink that we used to get at IKEA all the time, and it is so good, and we would eat that around this time, as well as just regular cider. So I would say that's a comfort food. Candied apples are definitely a comfort food. I love having those. And I think that's, I don't know, besides like pumpkin spice everything, that is definitely one, is the pumpkin spice. And I would say that's just about it for the comfort foods, because I think pumpkin spice gets like a lot of the different ones. Oh, no, I know. Soups. I was like, I know I'm missing something. Soups are a huge fall time thing that I do a lot. I really won't do soups most of the other time of the year. Even then, like, because even as we get further into the cold of the year, then I start to get a little bit tired of the soups, although I'll still make them. So fall just reminds me of soups because I make them a lot. And then my friend back in Utah, their family taught us this recipe called pumpkin chili, and oh my gosh, it's so good. So that also reminds me of fall. I knew I was missing some. I was like, I feel like there's some important ones I'm missing here, so I'm glad I remembered that. And yes, let's move on to the next question. Where would you want to travel during the fall? I honestly just like being at home for the fall, but I guess it's not really answering the question. I think maybe then to travel, I'd love to just go to some national parks in the fall, because then you're not dealing with the heat as much, but it's not cold either yet. And it's just fun. You just have that fall smell of the like nature around you. So I'd love to go like Yellowstone. I feel would be a really pretty area. So just like going and visiting national parks and just traveling to a place that is not crowded. I think that that's just like perfect to just enjoy the fall leaf colors, and yeah, I think that would be my favorite thing. Okay, the next question is, do you prefer the cozy side of fall or the spooky aspect of Halloween? I definitely want the cozy side of fall. I'm a huge wimp when it comes to like scary things. And there was like even a house here last year where we the kids wanted to go out because they were like giving big candy bars, and I thought this was kind of torturous of them. They're giving out big candy bars, and we know this because one of the other kids came by and was saying, if you go up to this house, you'll get really big candy bars. So that's how I knew. So I don't know. He didn't say it that way. I don't know why I said it that way. But yeah, so we're like, okay, so we go over to the house, and I was like, yeah, no, kids. And Oakley's like, I think I can do it. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I can't do it. I can't handle it. So I was like, you can go up there by yourself. And he's like, no, I'm too scared. But eventually I did go up with him, and I was the one freaking out way more than he was. So yeah, no, I can't do scary horror films. I like The Quiet Place. That's good and scary without being like horror. I can't do horror. Why can't I say? I can't even say the word horror. I can't do horror stuff. It's too much for me. So I love just like cozying up in like next to like reading a book outside under like the fall leaves and stuff. That's my cozy vibe for fall, and not so much a scary aspect. I have no desire to feel scared ever. But I mean, it's still fun. Like it's still a fun time. It's not like I shy away from anything spooky. It's just I prefer the cozy aspect of it. All right, number 7 is, what is your favorite fall scent? Ooh. Well, I really just like the pumpkin spice flavor, like smells. But I also really like a good spiced apple smell, which is really good, as long as it's not too cinnamony. If it's cinnamony, if it smells too much like cinnamon gum versus the apple, then it's not my favorite. But I also like just a really nice warm vanilla sugar smell. So I don't know, out of those, I'd probably choose warm vanilla sugar smell. Maybe like a warm vanilla sugar smell with a hint of pumpkin. That would be ideal. But sometimes, you know, you just need a good like fresh apple spice pie smell, if that makes sense. Yeah, I like that too. And as long as it's, another thing that sometimes we'll do is we'll put we'll put clove and nutmeg and cinnamon in a pot with some just apple cider or apple juice, and we'll drink it too, but we'll turn it on low on the stove and just let it simmer. And so that makes the whole house just smell so delicious. That actually might be my favorite scent. I take it back. That might be my favorite scent. Okay, number 8. What song or album screams fall to you? Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'd have to say that purely nostalgic reasons, that this isn't necessarily just a fall type of music, but I think I just listened to it a lot in the fall, was just anything by the Beatles. I don't know why, but I think of the Beatles and I think of like driving in the car with the window down and the fall breeze kind of coming through and looking at the different, I'm sure like I went through a Beatles kick, which I've always loved the Beatles, but I probably went through some Beatles kick in college. Like this is what it's making me think of, where I just sat and listened to the Beatles when driving to and from work or something. I don't even know. Like that's the memory I'm sort of getting. So I think that's why. So it's not necessarily like just fall music, but I just remember that specific like sensory memory while listening to the Beatles. So yeah, I'd say that probably the Beatles just remind me of fall. And then question number 9 was, if you're going to a fall dinner party, what dish are you bringing? Oh my gosh. Let's break that down into sweet and savory. Because if I'm bringing sweet, I have a really delicious recipe for pumpkin cheesecake cookies. It's more like a pumpkin cream cheese cookie, and then you do, I think I've done it with butterscotch chocolate chips before, but I've also done it just with white chocolate chips. It doesn't work very well with regular chocolate chips. Like, you need to have the white chocolate chips or the butterscotch. I mean, it's still good. It just doesn't have quite the same oomph to it. And so that would definitely be my go-to sweet recipe to bring. As far as savory, I would say probably back to the soups. Like, I'd probably bring a nice side dish soup. Ooh, or an artichoke dip. That'd be really, really good. I feel like that screams fall, is an artichoke dip. Or even just like a side of spiced veggies. I love vegetables so much, so I like bringing kind of some grilled or roasted spiced vegetables. So that would probably be that. My answers are so ambiguous, but that's probably what I would do. Okay, question number 10 is, what is your favorite fall activity? I feel like I kind of answered that one earlier. It would definitely be like hiking and going to pick pumpkins and carving pumpkins and watching our favorite TV show. I guess another thing I really like doing is going to kind of like a fall fair festival thing where they have like oh my gosh, I have the funniest story. Okay, so like, you know how they have on those fall festival, you know, they have the corn mazes, they have the haunted maze, they have the hay bales for the kids and the hay rides and stuff like that. But they also have those, it's like a big thing of corn. And I mean, first of all, it's just gotta be a germ fest, right? So I've always been like really hesitant about the kids playing in there, but I've also been like, okay, live and let live. They're going to be fine. It's just kind of gross to me, right? But so here we are. I think Reese isn't born yet. Zinnia had just been born. Oakley was like maybe 3, and he was in I think there's just one of these. I don't know, I got all those out. He was in the corn cesspool, and he's just playing, having a great time, when suddenly we noticed that, where did the sun come from? The heck? There we go. Okay, so we suddenly noticed that there is this girl, we just see this girl stand up, and she's just like one of the older ones. She's an older girl, so you stand up and you notice her right away because she was very tall, right? And she kind of like wiggles her bum a bit and then reaches back down behind her pants, into her pants, and just starts pulling all this corn out of her butt. Sorry, that's so gross. She's just pulling all these corn kernels out and just putting them back in the big play bin with all the corn kernels. She's had to have been like 11 or 12 compared to all the other kids, I mean. And it's just digging right in there, getting the corn out and putting it right back where it came from. And Greg and I look at each other like, ugh! And he would go and grab, I think it was just Oakley in it at the time. And he would just go and grab them like, okay, different activity, new activity. And I've never been able to look at those the same way since. Yeah, that poor girl. Like, obviously she just didn't want it in her pants, and so she took it out. You know, who could blame her? But it was pretty gross. So, yeah, that happened. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, that I like going to those, but those, I struggle with the bin of corn, the play bin of corn cesspool germs. But yeah, no, I hope I didn't ruin that for anybody. Sorry. Okay, let's move on to the would you rathers. Would you rather go on a hayride or visit a corn maze? Definitely visit a corn maze. I think they're so much fun, and we get really into them and go around. Like, it's so much fun to like actually get a little bit lost in there, and you're like, which way am I going? Because you know you're fine. I don't like haunted corn mazes. If it was a haunted corn maze, then I'm out and I'm on the hayride. Do not do haunted things. I used to when I was younger, then I realized I'm like, why am I forcing myself to do this? I don't like it. It's terrifying. And I don't like being scared. I don't like being jumped at and being scared. And with a clown, with a, what is it? When it's the clown with the chainsaw? No. I seriously have like just bawled as a grown adult when that has happened to me. I don't like that. I know I'm a wimp, but so I wouldn't choose the corn maze if it was haunted. I'd choose the hay bale ride, but not that I dislike hay bale rides. I actually love them, but I'd choose the corn maze over that. Partially because sometimes I get a little bit motion sick. So sometimes when I'm on there and there's all the bumps and stuff, I'm like, ugh, when I get off. But I do still have a fun time with them. So yeah, definitely would be non-haunted, non-haunted maze, definitely corn maze. Okay, would you rather go apple picking or carve pumpkins at home? Oh my gosh, I'd love to go apple picking. I love picking apples. We did it a lot when I lived in Logan in Utah. I loved it. And then there was actually like a family who had an orchard, so we'd had it as an activity sometimes. And then I also really loved Greg's parents have apples in their backyard, so when we go over there for the fall, we love going over there for the fall. That might count as a tradition, is visiting them in the fall. But when we'll go and we'll pick apples there, and I absolutely love it. So as far as carving pumpkins go, even though I love it as an activity as a family, the actual act of carving the pumpkins is not my favorite. I think I might be a little bit allergic to the pumpkin guts, because I'll get my hands in there and then and this doesn't usually stop me. I'll just take Benadryl that night and get knocked out. But I'll have my hands in there, even if I'm wearing gloves, and be scooping everything out. I come out and I usually get hives all the way down my arms. And it'll last for about a day. And then it only happens the once. Like the next time that I carve a pumpkin, it won't happen as badly, maybe a little bit. But it's really weird. It's like my body doesn't know what to do with the allergen at first, and then it kind of gets used to it, I guess. So, yeah, not usually carving pumpkins, but I do love still doing that. Okay, would you rather... Okay, so for number 3 for the would you rathers, it's like, would you rather go to a harvest festival or like an Oktoberfest party? Oh, party hands down, because I love socializing with my friends, and we used to have such fun October Halloween parties that were just a blast. But I'd say that yeah, definitely the party. I think that it's really fun to get together and just hang out and actually like be able to talk and not worry about kids like being lost or taken or anything like that. I do love going to those things. Obviously, that's one of my favorite activities, and maybe I should have said like one of our favorite things is doing parties with friends. But yeah, I would choose party with friends hands down. I think that it's more people you know and trust, less people you don't, and there's that worry of having to make sure your kid's not lost is now gone. But I still love both for sure. Oops. I do like this putty, but it does every once in a while do this and drives me nuts. Okay. Number 4 is, would you rather have pumpkin spice all year round or gingerbread? I'm not the biggest fan of gingerbread. I like some homemade gingerbreads, but I would not say that one's just an easy one. I just like pumpkin spice better. I think it tastes better. Yeah, I'm not into, I think there's just a whole bunch of nutmeg in gingerbread, and while I love nutmeg in a little bit, I feel like there's way too much in gingerbread. But gingerbread does remind me of Greg's mom and being at their house and stuff like that, because she'll make it. But that's more like she'll make it around Christmas time, and we'll do like gingerbread men to decorate. So it gives me more Christmas vibes than it does fall vibes. So I don't know if that like is a good comparison or not, but I do still, either way, I would choose the pumpkin spice for sure. So let's see. Would you rather go on a nature walk or watch a football game? Oh, nature walk for sure. But I want the football game in the background after we get back. I want the best of both worlds with that one. Yeah, I definitely want to go on a nature walk. That's my all-time favorite. I love it so much. You get out there and you're just so much happier. At least for me. Like, I'm so much happier when I get to be outside a little bit. And I think sitting inside all day watching a football game, by the end I'm kind of like, ooh, okay, yeah, I gotta get out of here a little bit. So, but I don't feel like that with nature walk. Although I guess when I get home from nature walk, sometimes I'm like, oh, I just want to cozy up and watch something. So maybe a little bit of both. But I guess these are would you rathers. Actually, that's so funny. My brother, when he was younger, used to have a book of would you rathers, and I hated it. Isaac, I bet you remember this if you're watching this. Because he'd come up to me with these would you rather questions, and I'd be like, both or neither. He's like, that's not the point. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be asked this question then, because I can't choose one or the other, or I don't want to choose one or the other. Both sound torturous. And then I'd get super stressed out and mad. And then I would tell him to stop asking me. So, yeah, that's so funny. But so I'm feeling that right now with the football and the nature walk. I'm like, I want both. Can I have just both? So, I think that's so funny. Okay, so let's do the next one. Let's see. Would you rather host a baking party or a costume party? Honestly, probably a baking party, because I don't know. I like costume parties. I just wouldn't want to organize one. I'd rather organize a baking party, because I know more about baking than I do about costumes, which sounds funny. It's like it's just a costume. I don't know. It's more my comfort zone, because I love to bake and I love to cook. So I would say, yeah, I'd say baking, hands down. Plus you get to enjoy like delicious food that everyone brings and get different recipes and stuff like that. Yeah, I'd love that. Would you rather question number 7 is, would you rather go leaf peeping in New England or see the Thanksgiving Day parade in New York City? Oh my gosh. I don't know what leaf peeping is really exactly, except maybe to go like find pretty leaves. I don't know that. I think when I was watching this part of the video, I might have gotten distracted. I listened to, when I was listening to Katie's part of the video, I get distracted a lot by kids, so I think I tend to miss bits and pieces of people's videos when I'm watching, because I'm usually listening and I'll get distracted by things. But, so I would say that leaf peeping sounds like it, I guess I could look it up, but I think it sounds like you just go and find pretty leaves, right? Or you don't even have to like pick them. Maybe like go take pictures of it or something, because it sounds like it would be called leaf collecting otherwise. So maybe leaf peeping is you leave it there, but you take pictures or see it or something like that. Yeah, hands down, I would choose that over a Thanksgiving Day parade in New York City. Sounds like a nightmare. I think that would be something I would absolutely dread. I mean, maybe it's fun when you're there, but like the thought of it is just kind of like, yikes. And that's probably just too many people for me. I know Greg would freak out there. He always, anytime we go to somewhere where there's a lot of people and crowded, Greg comes back in a bad mood just because he's like super introverted. And while I like seeing people and I like being around people, I also worry about, like, I stress almost irrationally sometimes about the safety of my kids. And so for me, it's just kind of like, that seems like someone, like, that's a good way to lose your child. So for me, I'm like, nah, that's not really. Maybe if it was just me and Greg, that would be kind of fun. But even then, I'd choose leaf peeping, even though I don't know what that is. I'd choose just about anything over going to the Thanksgiving Day parade. Okay, so the next one, number 8, is would you rather attend a haunted house or gather for a bonfire? Hands down, I think we already covered this pretty much. bonfire for sure. I love the idea of camping. Not the idea of camping. I love camping. And I love everything about that, like a bonfire. I play guitar, and I love listening to people play guitar around the bonfire. So that one would definitely be my choice over anything haunted by far. So let's see. Number 9. Would you rather curl up with a book or have a movie marathon? I would say a book. I'd rather curl up with a good book for sure. Not movie marathon. I do like movies, but they don't hold my attention the way that I could sit down and watch a movie and pay attention, but they don't hold my attention the way that a book will. As long as I don't get interrupted a whole bunch of times. But yeah, no, that one would definitely be my answer for that. And let's see, for the next one is going to be number 9. Okay, 10 maybe. I think this is the last question. So, would you rather host a cheese and wine night, a cookie decorating party? I would say cookie decorating party because I have a sweet tooth and I love cookies. And then I also don't drink wine. So that might put a damper on the party for me. So maybe like, I do really like those specialty cheeses. Actually, that's a hard one because I love cheese. So maybe like a cheese and wine party and just try out the cheeses with all the crackers and the fruit and stuff. That might be kind of fun. Gosh, would you rathers? I want them both, Isaac. Oh, just kidding. Isaac's my brother's name. He'll get it. But yeah, I would say I don't know if I can choose that one. I guess it depends on my mood. If I want sugar, then the cookie decorating party, and if I want some good specialty cheeses, then that would be the one. Sorry, I totally cheated on that one. Okay, that was fun. I think that is pretty much it. And I thought maybe since we're on here, I'd kind of update you on some life things. We are full swing in homeschool, and I am loving it, but I feel like I've had to pretty much move out of this house when everybody came here. Totally worth it. Not complaining about that at all. But then having to like move back in again. So I feel pretty stressed out right now in the fact that I don't have everything where I need it to be. We have the general stuff that we need for homeschool, but then I go and I'm like, oh, I have a book that would go perfect with this that will describe, like for Zinnia, she's doing a lot of skip counting, and I have a book somewhere down in the basement that I can't find at the moment of these poems that help you memorize skip counting. And I don't have it available. I have to go through it. But by the time I'm actually done cleaning and cooking and doing videos and just taking time for myself too and trying to exercise and everything like that, I feel like by the time I'm finally done with all that, I'm like, I can't do any more today. Like, I can't go and organize now right now. It's not in the cards today. So, yeah, that's kind of update with that. I'm just kind of stressed with trying to make sure everything's set up, like their sign in for essentially what is their attendance thing is we just get on Canvas and we answer some questions on there, and then that counts as their attendance. It was like not even working the first 2 weeks, so I'm like, I don't know if I'm being counted as here or not. And then the items that I ordered with the homeschool budget, I feel like there's been so many hoops that I've had to jump through to be able to get those ordered. And so that's been kind of rough, honestly. And yeah, so I've been a little stressed, but at the same time, I've just been having a great time living life. Like it's starting to cool down a little bit. When it's hot though, we love jumping in the lake. I haven't jumped in the lake the last 2 days. I really should tomorrow. We'll probably do a whole bunch of school and then turn it into a lake day for the afternoon, which is kind of what we've been doing. So that's been really fun. I went to a friend's house today and that was really fun. We just crafted and talked and let the kids play after we had some lunch. it was really cool to get to know her more, as well as being able to craft. And then I gave her one of my paint gems sets for her to work on. One of the ones that the family had already kind of kitted up and worked on. So I kept those and was like, those are perfect for other friends to, you know, to get to do diamond painting. So that was a lot of fun. And on the way there, and you'll see in my vlog, I took some footage. On the way there, well, we got lost. But in the process of getting lost, I'm okay with it because it was really cool. We saw a turkey family, and I think there were like over 10 little baby turkey chicks, and they were so fluffy and cute. So that's what we've been up to. As far as what I have been reading and doing, I have been watching Fruits Basket, which there's, I guess, a newer version from what I remember seeing. Because I was watching it, I was like, I feel like this is a little bit different from when I was younger and watched it. And yeah, it turns out that there's a newer version as of like 2019 or something like that. And it's really good. I haven't compared it to the old version. Like, I don't know if it changes the story or not. But I love it. I think it's really good. It does seem like the story's more fleshed out than it used to be. With more episodes and stuff. But I could be wrong about that. I am reading a book. I don't remember what it's called, but if you go on to the Ditsy's Diamond Den, what do you call it? Discord, they are doing a book of the month, and so I have been listening to that and catching up on that one. It's really good. Yeah, I'm excited to be able to do the discussion at the end of the month, and that is pretty much it for the update, because I mostly update you guys now on the vlogs, but I thought you'd like to get that little one. And kind of a funny story. It's just kind of a small world. I was talking to a friend about like supplements and stuff that we could take to help with winter blues this year, because I'm a little bit I'm like getting the winter blues thinking about the winter blues, and like that's not really fair, because I'm like, I'm not even in winter yet and I'm already stressed so much about it. And so we were kind of talking about it, and so she's like, tells me to go and talk to this guy. I won't say his name. I'll call him Bob. She's like, you need to go talk to this guy, Bob, at the such and such store, because he like knows supplements in and out, and here are the ones I take. Go and ask him about it and stuff like that. And so I go over to that store when I was in town, and I went and talked to him about maybe or like I asked some worker there, I was like, hey, is Bob there? Can I talk to him? And she's like, yeah, he's over here. And I go over to where she's pointed out, and I'm just kind of waiting because he's with some other customers until I hear, oh, hey there, or something like that. And I look over and it was some people I know. And but you know what's even crazier about that? The friend that was telling me about the supplement guy, it was her in-laws. And I was like, what a small world that I come to, like, on the suggestion of her to come over to this one spot with, like, talk to this very specific guy, and her in-laws happened to be there too. So I thought that was really, really funny. So super nice couple. And that is kind of a funnier story of the week. I feel like there's more, but I can't think of any right now. But I'm sure you'll see more updates in the vlog. So that's it, guys. I'm going to probably finish the square and go to bed. I hope that you guys had fun. If you also have a channel and didn't see Katie's channel, you should totally, you should totally do these tag videos too. And then don't forget to tag in there the hashtag Drills and Chills 2024, so that when people search, they can find your tag question, answer to the tag questions as well. Okay, that's it, guys. Thanks for joining me on here. I love you. You guys are awesome. Don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps the algorithm. And then if you made it this far, why don't you put a little bear for this little teddy minder, because he's adorable and he deserves some emojis down at the bottom. And thanks, guys. Bye.